going to show you some stretches that you can do lying down on the floor. These are great stretches to enhance your flexibility and your range of motion. I'm going to use a stretch strap. This strap, as you can see, has loops all the way down it. So you can put your feet in it, your hands in it to assist with the stretch and getting a greater range of motion. These can be just ordered online on Amazon or other areas where you can buy sports equipment. If you don't have one, then just simply use a towel, or I like maybe even better than a towel would be a tie to a bathrobe, or just a rope, anything that will enhance your stretch. So I'm going to start lying on my back. So coming down into this position, which we call the supine position. So I'm going to place the loop around my foot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this leg. So if I start here, I'm going to pull the leg to the point of tightness where you feel it is in the back of the leg. That's your hamstring. The straighter the leg, the greater the stretch. But for some people, it's too much. So you may have to have your leg slightly bent. But that's perfectly fine. I want you to go to what feels right for you. So I'm pulling this leg up now, and I'm going to hold this leg here for about, I'm going to say 20 seconds. While I'm here, I can point my toe and flex to increase the flexibility and the range of motion of the ankle joint. So just flexing and pointing. If I pull down on the band, I'm creating resistance, so I'm getting a little strength training going on there. So flexible ankles and strong legs will keep you from falling. You also can have your foot go in and out. So these are some of the different movements of the ankle joint. Point and flex, in and out, and circular motions. You can do a certain amount in one way and then reverse the circle and go the other way. This knee is bent, but to increase that stretch, all I have to do is pull the leg and straighten out the other leg, pressing that leg down into the floor. My shoulders are always down and back and relaxed. Now I'm going to start doing some circles with that leg. So I would say, let's say 8 circles in one direction, small circular motions, the movements coming from the hip and the other way. So remember, circular motions loosen the joints. So I'm going to come back. You can either, if you are, that's very flexible, to keep the legs straight on the floor. But for a level 1 type, I'm going to start here. And now I'm just going to open up my leg out to the side. And I'm going to flex my foot and press the hips into the strap. Both my hips are even, so make sure the opposite hip is down. Now I'm getting a great stretch for the inner thigh. I love this stretch because you can also change it by just picking up the other leg, and it makes rotates your pelvis slightly to increase that stretch. This is, I call the lazy Susan. One hand on one knee, and then you push down on one knee and pull up on that leg with a strap, and you're getting a much bigger stretch through your inner thigh. And now I bring my hips back to neutral, foot down, and bring that leg up. I'm going to slightly bend the knee, and I'm going to pull the leg over and up. And I'm pulling it over and up. Now I'm getting a huge stretch through my hip socket, my glute, my hamstrings, and my outer thigh. Once again, we're going to hold that stretch for approximately 20 seconds. While you're holding the stretch, I want you to focus on the breath. Inhaling slowly through the nose, let's say 4 counts, and then exhaling 4 counts through the mouth. And then bring it back down. And now it's time to change and do the same thing on the other side. But rather than doing that, I'm just going to give you a few more stretches that you can do. Lower back stretch. Bring your arms out to the side, lower than the shoulders. So now I'm stretching right across through my chest. And I'm just going to drop 2 knees to one side and look to the other side. You'll feel a big stretch through the top thigh as you push that knee down, as well as through the lower back and hip. And then knees up and over to the other side. Notice I'm looking to the opposite side that the knees are going in. That stretch can be repeated 4 times to each side. To end, I'm just going to place one foot on top of the knee, and I'm going to push this knee away. Once again, the tendency is to lift this hip. I want you to press that hip down. Your hips remain even. This is called the figure 4 stretch. This is a really important stretch because it stretches through your hips and your glutes. It stretches that piriformis muscle that runs across your buttocks and sits on top of the sciatic nerve. If you are extra flexible, you can just lift the leg up, grab the leg, shoulders down and back. And once again, you can play with the foot closest to the floor, circling the motion, going the other way, up and down, whatever feels right for you. The more you pull the leg towards your chest, the greater the stretch you're going to feel in the hip and buttock. And once again, that's going to be repeated on the other side. So now I'm going to slowly roll up and I'm going to come onto my hands and knees, and I just want to mobilize my back a little bit. So I'm rounding my back up, pulling my belly button to my spine. So this is called the cat and the camel. And round it up again. And release. And you can continue doing that 4 to 5 times. And release. And one more time. And the other stretch in all fours I like to do is where I'm making circular motions with my hip, as if I'm drawing circles with my buttocks. As I come through the middle, I round my back up, and that's releasing the facet joints of the lower back. And all the way around again. And slowly coming around. Back to center. Slowly coming up, one foot in front. Exhale as you lift. Come to a standing position. And I'm just going to sit down so you can see me. Big inhale up. And thank you very much. Enjoy the day.